Hello everybody, Lawrence Fleming here again. Now I'm going to do another short video. This will get me through the weekend. It's hard for me to work and record a video. I'm taking a needed break, and I can do this and then I got to get right back to it. The sun's in just the right spot. I can feel the heat, but I gotta stay in the shade so I can look more human and not all washed out. All right. It is still cold. It's probably 35, feels like it. I can't see my breath, but it's still bad. I'm going to see if I can get by with the sun behind me. Okay, for today I want to talk about as things get bad. Don't worry, God has not forgot us. We're not being raptured because He realized He forgot us down here and He has to get us out of here. No matter what's going on, we're protected. We're protected by the God who created everything and He knows everything that's going to happen, exactly when it's going to happen. Now, we're not going to know. He doesn't want us to know. We're definitely going to be protected. Now, how can He protect us? Well, remember when they were, that sun's too bright. Remember when they were out on the boat on the lake and it was getting rough and they were frightened? Jesus walked up on the water going, I control all this. I own all this stuff. Don't worry about it. When He got on the boat, He told the storm to calm down, and it did. That's the God that we worship. That's the God that we know about. So we don't have to worry about anything. I'm going to try to cut back over here and get into a bigger chunk of shade because it's hard to see what I'm doing. I do this when I go inside and we're filming. We've got to get the lighting just right. You know, when you're doing a project like a film, there are certain lighting techniques that we all study and learn, and you know how to do basically a three-point light. You know, there's other lighting you can do, but that's a basic. You can do it with a two light. Depends on what the subject is and what the theme is. Sometimes you want things to be more dramatic, so you can have more harsher shadows. There's the one that the women like. It's called a butterfly light. It's behind you and comes down and it leaves kind of a little shadow of a butterfly. Looks like it, sort of. Anyhow, we know how to pretend. The devil knows how to do that too. Okay, getting back to God protecting us. An angel was sent down. This would be in Revelation 7, I guess it is. Was sent down to talk to the four angels and telling them to hold back on all the destruction until I have sealed the chosen, the 144,000. Being sealed basically means that we are protected by God. We're in His family, so to speak. Christians, when we accept the Spirit, we're sealed. And in Revelation 7, they're going to have the 144,000 sealed. Is this an exact number? I don't know. It could be figuratively. I think figuratively, but 12,000 from each tribe. 12 times 12 is 144,000. And once they're sealed, once they're allowed to then get out and start talking and preaching to the remaining Jews, That's when things are going to really start popping. But hopefully we won't be down here. But just trust the God that created the universe, that created us, who can tell the storms to calm down, who can part waters, walk across on dry land, who can do all this stuff. He's protecting us, so don't be afraid. It's going to get tough. How much of it we're going to experience, I don't know. Revelation 12 says that we're waiting on Satan to come down here with a third of his angels. When is that? Everybody would love to know. That's the million-dollar question. We have a timeline for the tribulation time frame. We have the seals, the trumpets, the bowls. We have Satan coming down here once with a third of his angels, and then when he goes back up to heaven, he gets kicked out. And Michael kicks him back to earth, and he can't go up to heaven anymore. That ought to make him pretty mad, but we won't be here, so don't worry about it. What's coming is not for us. As Christians, we've already reached the highest level that we can do on earth. It's the rest of the world that God is concerned about. There are still those out there that won't accept him. Some are blinded, some are evil, and some are sitting on the fence, not wanting to make a move or make a decision. Those are the first ones we need to reach. But after that, those that are blinded, he will release people to, if we start talking to him, he can start to free them up to see. Now, the evil, pray for them too, but they have the hardest road to cover. Okay, I'm going to finish this up with a little bit of video of around this yard of this beautiful house that I'm at. I can tell you where I'm at, who I'm with, but we're making videos, good videos. That's why I love Star Trek. It's a good, wholesome show. Martin Luther King said to Nichelle Nichols one time that he and his family would watch Star Trek and that he loved the show. That's a religious man watching Star Trek. So it was a good show to be part of. Most of us, a lot of the actors are gone now because it's been a while. It's been over 50 years. And it still has fans. And we get to make these little short videos, little fan films. And they're a lot of fun to do, a lot of camaraderie. And to sit there and, oh no, Captain, we're being shot at. Of course, you see the bridge where they're sitting there in their seats and they're all, back and forth. Everybody going the same direction. Go left, go right, bounce around a little bit. Fire phasers. Phasers were sort of like the clear, and you got to hit the person with the plates to try to bring them back to life. Phasers have to charge up as well. You just can't fire them. They have to, arm photon torpedoes and charge phasers. The technology that was used for much of that was theoretical. But a lot of it we have today. The phone that I'm recording this video on is better than the phone that they had in the series. Now, mine's a Motorola phone. I had an original Motorola phone that they came out with, God, I don't know what year that was, but it was the clamshell phone. They made it that way on purpose to match the flipping that you would do with a communicator. You pop it open and the screen comes open. I have one of the original ones that we used as a prop when we did a cage era, which we finally found some lost footage on it, so we can finish that. That'll be coming out soon, I hope. But a lot of the technology, warp drive that they have is theoretically possible. They understood that you can't go faster than the speed of light and travel within the universe as it is, because it's a harmonic speed that you put more energy into it, and the energy gets absorbed into the matter that you're trying to accelerate, and so you don't go faster. It gets heavier. Theoretical physics 101. But warping space would be a way to do it. Or warping the matter that you're trying to move, one or the other. You got to warp one. The transporter, they have transported material, matter, energy, whatever you want to call it. I was on a Star Trek cruise a few years ago, and we had a physicist on there who was a guest speaker. And he basically said you couldn't transport people, because in order to transport people, you'd have to kill them, take all their particles apart, transport them, and then put them all back together. And you couldn't keep something alive that way, at least not with any knowledge that we have today. They could transport the material, but they couldn't keep the person alive. That's the hard part. But they could certainly transmit everything else. We can transmit energy, electricity, and they have transported atoms. So they could do some of that. We're not quite to that point yet. Food replicators. Well, we have 3D printers. So we're almost getting to that point. We're not quite there yet. But it's fiction. But it's fun fiction. It's showing a positive future. We have a very positive future ahead of us. Extremely positive for all of God's children. We just got to get through this rough section. Tell people about Jesus, and they won't have to go through the rough section. At the very end, there's a prize. The prize is a new earth, a new heaven, a new Jerusalem, an eternity with Jesus and with God. Anybody in their right mind would accept that. But people have corrupted minds. Our sin nature keeps people on the wrong track. We need to break them off of that track and get them on the right one. We don't have to do it alone, of course. God's preparing people for us right now. You're going to talk to somebody today, and He's preparing them. Maybe you're not going to get them all the way. Maybe your job is just to add to the seed, help till the ground. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to help take another step. The Spirit is the one that saves, so we don't have to do that. We just have to remind them. So find someone today that you can help along the way. The only thing you can take to heaven with you, don't pack your bag. The only thing you can take to heaven are the souls that you've helped win. And they will be very grateful. And God will be very grateful. We're going to get one crown when we get to heaven for sure, just for getting there. But there's other crowns, and you want them all. Okay, I'm going to add some B footage to this, and then I'll see you when this is over and I get back to my normal schedule. Next week I go back to normal. This has been a little bit off-putting to be doing what I'm doing, but I'm done now, so at least for a few months. All right, until we meet in the clouds, God bless. We have some pretty flowers in this garden. It is winter, but some things still bloom for a little while. We're not going to see them much longer. But this is a very pretty little garden. And God created all this beautiful color. I'm close to the Atlanta airport flight path. So we're hearing the big jets take off. This is November, and look at the beautiful color. I'm wondering what our new heaven and earth will be like. For me, I love to explore, so hopefully it will be a beautiful place that I can explore. All right, and of course, we have all these majestic trees who are getting rid of their summer leaves. There's a few that haven't changed, but with this 30-degree temperature, that should be the rest of them. Look at this big old tree. And one of the reasons it's cold is we have a nice clear blue sky. There goes one of the jets. I don't know if you can see it. It's behind the trees. All right. You have a blessed day today, and I will see you. I might do one more video at the house that I've been staying at, and the next one will be right back at the campsite. Blessings.